Good morning, detainees. I am playing with my little buddy Chuck, and though he doesn't look like a whole lot right now, other than a really nice little horse, he's a potential breeding stallion. And what I want to talk to you today about is why I work with such young horses and how I cause the stallions that come to us for training to become better citizens and joys to handle. Handling stallions is not something that should be taken lightly. I think a lot of people have stallions who probably don't know how to manage them very well. And I always get really concerned when people tell me that they've got a stallion, and they're just, these nightmare stories of danger. And there's always a degree of danger when you're dealing with a stallion if you don't have enough communication in place to manage them well as their environmental things. But what I'm talking about is actually being able to handle my stallions from this age on up. Though he's quite tiny, he is potent, and he's ready to cover whether he should be or not for his size. So with that, there's always going to be an influx of testosterone that makes them just a little bit more. Now, I particularly love working with stallions, but I have to remember that the way that I handle my stallions is the way I should handle all horses, the way we must be handling all horses. But I handle my stallions to make sure that they don't have to be stressed out for the sake of being a stallion. They don't have to be stressed out for the sake of hormones and pheromones. All of that goes with all of the basics that we teach you in our correspondence course. Very simple things: being able to back up, being able to move forequarters around, being able to move hindquarters around, and being able to lead well. So even if you have a stallion who you have no intention of riding, though I think that you're missing out on probably a pretty good ride, I want my horse to be able to stand when they need to. I want to be able to position my horse anywhere that I need to. Potential breeding stallions have to learn how to cover in hand, have to learn how to deal with phantoms, have to learn how to deal with collections. There's a lot of hands-on stuff that goes with managing breeding stallions. To get all of those things going in place, I don't want to start out with a horse who's already afraid. A horse that's afraid and sexually frustrated is a dangerous thing. So I can't always deal with the sexual frustration just depending on the stallions, though we try and manage our stallions' environment so that way they don't have that. What I can do is be the consistent human I need for my young stallion, to always have the same rules apply, to be able to maneuver them anywhere and prove to them that I'm going to follow through if they don't do what I ask, and most importantly, be able to have enough of a rapport with them to cause them to be relaxed in my presence, and also know what is expected of them in my presence, so that way when I do go and use them for breeding, collection, etc., they go, wait, that's the human that always is a consistent leader for me, and I'm going to toe that line, and I know what's expected of me. So even though this little guy doesn't look like he's going to be covering and making babies anytime soon, time does fly, and so being able to maneuver my horse easily, cause my horse to become this chilled out, and I don't care what breed of horse you have, every stallion can be this chilled out. It's going to make his life a lot easier, it's going to make his owner's life a lot easier, and definitely showcase the stallion that he's going to become a little bit better, because he's not on adrenaline, he's not worried all the time, and he knows what's expected of him, and that allows his charming personality to shine through, and that's why I put so much effort into working with these little guys. One day they're going to be great big grown-up horses, and if I have the rapport in with them now while they're mentally, emotionally, and physically developing, I shouldn't have any problems with them as stallions later on when they're doing that job. Hope you enjoy this.